early.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So we were talking about our sleeping habits. So that is good. That is an off topic. So yes, that was nice to start the class. But I have another question for you to start the class. Okay. What do you think the question is? If you see this screen, what do you think the question will be?
What will you do?
Maybe
What will
season.
you? Seasons could be.
Maybe which is your favorite holiday?
Perfect. All right, very good. Actually, yes, we have those two questions. So, guys, in El Salvador, we only have two seasons. But tell me, what's your favorite season? If you want to talk about fall, that is fine. But what is your favorite season, guys, overall? And why?
I like winter because it's rainy, and I don't like the sun that much because it's too hot and it's very difficult and uncomfortable to have the not the air conditioner because I'm not rich. I have fan, let's say, the fan uh, open the whole day when it's summer.
Or even when it's winter, because right now it's winter and it's very hot.
It's very hot. Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
realize it's winter. You're right.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Brian. So winter, what about you, Daniel?
Well, in my case, I like talking about El Salvador, I like rainy season or wet season. I don't know how to say it, but when it rains. But this year it has been very difficult because we have drought, drought, and a lot of heat and too much hot, too much hot weather. So sometimes it's very unbearable and very tiring.
Mhm.
And my favorite season outside of El Salvador, if it is, for example, in US, maybe it will be a winter, but I haven't experienced that, so I don't know how cold it can be.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. All right. So winter as well. And here we can call wet and dry seasons or winter or summer. That both are correct. All right. Last participation about your favorite season. Hmm,
Me?
okay.
I love the winter season, but the the years ago was so different because it was more cold, and these years I don't like because it's so hot. I don't know why. Well, yes, I know, but it's it's different than years ago.
Okay. Years ago, it used to be colder. All right. Okay. Yes, I got it. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, guys. And now, just switch the question. What is your favorite holiday? Remember, we have many holidays in El Salvador. I mean, we have many holidays as well. But what is your favorite holiday and why?
In my case, it could be Christmas because we spend a lot of time with family and friends, and because we can share our love with presents or with time. I think is and the food and the fireworks. a lot of things, the decoration in the house, in every location you visit, a lot of moods, I don't know, of the people, because it's a happy time. I don't know. That's the reason for me, at least.
Okay, yes, and I totally agree. In December, I thought you would say because we can spend a lot of money, because it's also true, but you said because we can spend time with the family. So that is also true and it's better. And yes, maybe because of the, how do you say aguinaldo in English, guys?
Extra
Aguinaldo,
payment.
extra payment. Okay. Yes, it's an extra payment, but it's not the how it is called.
Bonus.
Christmas bonus. Yes, the Christmas bonus. Maybe because of that, everybody is happy on those days. So good. Perfect. Okay, another participation, guys. Maybe, I don't know, the August holidays or
Uh, in my case, I know that we don't celebrate the Thanksgiving Day, but uh, we have the Black Friday, and I think that I know that this is a ripoff, but in some cases you can buy uh, something cheaper than other dates, and I like to save money and wait to this specific day to buy something.
okay, yes, there are many sales in those days. Exactly. All right, Alfredo. So you have a good point. Perfect. Okay, so guys, you gave excellent responses. We are going to learn about how to give more information today. Whenever you want to give or add more information about a topic, about a noun. All right, very good. So thank you so much for your participation, and we are going to continue with the class with this. Add a complement to these sentences to provide more details. Okay, I want you to try this. When, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a teacher. How can you add a complement to finish this sentence?
May I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a teacher who can teach me about technology.
Perfect. Excellent. Claps for you. All right. Your answer was 100% correct. Thank you. Good job. Nelson, how would you finish this sentence?
Maybe I'm looking for a teacher who could talk me about Python and another kind of um, uh, tools to data analyst knowledges.
Okay, perfect. Very good. So I'm looking for a teacher who can help me with my French. All right. So good job, guys. Good job. You have an excellent um, idea about what we are going to talk about today. So nice. We have another one. I was invited by the neighbor. Mhm.
I was invited by the neighbor to join the party.
Good. To join the party. All right. Very good. Excellent. Another possibility.
Eh,
I
I was
was
in, Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, you can do it.
No, continue. I forget the sentence.
I forget. Okay.
I was going to say that I was invited by the neighbor to play with the dogs, but not the cat.
To play with the dog, but not the cat. Why? Why cats are so hated by you? Okay, but good. All of your answers are correct, guys. Very good. Now, a little bit more difficult. Okay, here we have Messi plays for Miami FC. Okay.
So,
Mhm. Okay. Messi plays for Miami FC. What else?
it could be Messi plays Miami FC because his career is finishing.
Is finished.
No,
Okay.
finishing because he continue.
Oh, it's finishing. Okay, yes, that is possible as well. All right, very good. It's not finished yet, but it's finishing. Okay, good. Now, guys, let's do this. I want you to give more information about Miami FC here. How do you do that? I know who Messi is, but I don't know what Miami FC is. So give me more information about Miami. Define it, please.
Miami FC is a football club. The president of Miami FC is Beckham. It is a club of United States of Miami City.
Okay, very good. Now try to do this in only one sentence. You can add more information because you gave a lot of information about Miami FC. Add any of those facts to this sentence. How would you do that?
Hi. Messi plays for Miami FC, which is a USA football club.
Perfect. Okay, which is a USA football club. Perfect. Good job. So which? Excellent. We have another piece of this puzzle. Very good. And now for this is the last one. Otto works for Speak. You can either give more information about this person or about this company. So please, how do you do that, guys? Because Otto works for Speak, that makes sense. But if you want to add more information about the person or the company, how do you do that? Or for both? Let's get some practice. Okay, Daniel?
Perhaps Otto works for Speak, who likes to play chess.
Okay, who likes to play chess? All right, very good. Are you giving information about Otto or about Speak, about the person, right?
The person, yes.
All right. Okay, so probably you want to use the sentence that you added, who likes to play chess, in a different place in the sentence. Because otherwise it is like, it's understood like Speak likes to play chess. This will be the option. Otto, who likes to play chess, works for Speak, which is a an English academy. All right, I'm giving information for both, for the person and for the company. All right, very good. All right, guys. So Speak is the academy that you are learning English from right now. All right. Did you know that? Yes, right. I'm sure you know that. Okay, so very good. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, everyone. Now we are going to see a video, okay? This video, guys, I want you to please stay tuned to the video. Why? Because maybe the video is kind of silly, but I love these videos because they teach a lot. So please pay attention, guys. Before I share this, I want to make sure I'm sharing sound so you can hear it. And pay attention, guys. Please pay attention. We are going to be asking questions during the video.
Hello and welcome to today's grammar game show. I'm your host, Will, but I'm no measure of intention. And of course, let's not forget Leslie, our all-knowing voice in the sky.
Hello, everyone!
Tonight we're going to be asking you 3 questions about...
relative clauses. That useful grammar that allows you to modify a noun.
Okay, perfect, guys. Now, this is the topic for today's class, relative clauses. Relative clauses. So, 3 questions. I'm going to ask you what you think about question 1, question 2, and question 3. But let's pay attention. I'm sure you will learn a lot.
Okay, now let's meet our contestants.
Hello all, my name's Levington.
And contestant number 2?
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Kate.
Great. Nice to see you again, Levington. Let's get going, and don't forget, you can play along at home too. Our first round is a quick-fire round. Look at this picture and complete the sentence with the correct relative pronoun. Here we go. This is a guy spoke to me on the bus.
Who? This is the guy who spoke to me on the bus.
Correct.
These are the trees I planted last year.
Which? These are the trees which I planted last year.
Correct.
That is the lady I saw eating lunch.
Who again? That is the lady who I saw eating lunch.
Correct.
Here is the building. Is in the middle of town.
Which? Here is the building which is in the middle of town.
Correct.
Well done, both of you. And for a bonus point, tell me in which of these sentences can the relative pronoun who or which be replaced with that?
Okay, pay attention to that.
All of them.
Correct.
Leslie!
Good job! Defining relative clauses such as these specify which noun we are talking about. They use the relative pronouns who and which. Who is for people and which is for things. However, in this type of relative clause, both who and which can always be replaced by that.
Okay, perfect. Let's make a pause here and we are going to summarize. All right, we have 2 relative pronouns, okay? Who and which are the 2 adverbs that we are using right now. We use who for people and we use which for things, okay? It doesn't matter if it's singular or plural, for things, which. Excellent. And we can replace both of them with that, okay? For people or for things, but it's less formal. That is less formal. The man who lives upstairs. The man that lives upstairs. All right? Good job. So it's the same, but it's less informal. if you use that. And if you analyze your speech, I'm very positive that you use that all the time. Hey, this is the one that I like. Instead of saying, hey, this is the one which I like, which is a little bit more formal. All right. So which and who, if you want to speak accurately. Now, we can replace them only in defining relative clauses. What are defining relative clauses, guys? It was mentioned some seconds ago. So what is a defining relative clause? Listen, it's the one that defines what noun we are talking about. All right? Sometimes it is not needed to define the noun we are talking about, but sometimes it is important, as we are going to learn today. So pay attention. This was number one. Do you have questions about this part of the video, guys? Or is this complete a piece of cake for you? What about you, Brian? Is this easy?
To understand the use of who and which, yes. However, I think that I can use to overuse that because I don't know where to use it. So let's learn.
Okay, perfect. Very nice. We are going to brush upon that knowledge. Excellent. Let me ask you, Eduardo, and welcome back to class. Eduardo, we are happy to have you here. So tell me, is this clear for you so far? That's exactly what I thought. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, maybe you cannot use your microphone. Let me ask Diego. Diego, it's nice to have you here. Diego, is it clear right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's move on because we have more to learn.
Just remember, it's a bit less formal.
Levington, 4 points for you, and Kate. It's ladies' night at my favorite club, so 8 points for you.
Why is that important?
Oh, Levington. I see chivalry truly is dead. I suppose you don't give up your seat to a lady on the bus either. Minus 2 points for you. No, no. Question 2. In addition to who, that, and which, the relative pronoun whose can also be used. But why is whose different to who, which, and that? Look at this sentence and tell me. I have a friend whose car is a Ferrari.
Whose is different because it describes a possession. Unlike who, which, and that, it cannot be used without being followed by a noun.
Leslie?
Right again, Levington. Whose is a determiner, like my or your. Despite being a relative pronoun, it must be followed by a noun. We cannot say, I have a friend whose is a Ferrari. It must be, whose car is a Ferrari.
Very good. All right, this is another thing. Must, that means obligation, right? So for whose, we need to add the possession we are talking about. Whose car, whose cat, whose teacher. All right, you cannot omit the noun, or not the noun, the subject after this. Example, in the other three, we can do that. As an example, here we have this.
Oh.
If you see, the man who lives. Lives is a verb, okay? So in this case, we are not following this with a subject. And with who, we have to talk, we have to mention what is the possession we are talking about. Okay, so you cannot omit that.
Ferrari. It must be whose car is a Ferrari?
Well done, Levington. However, this is a negative points round. -6 points to you.
Oh, I would graciously like to give my points for this round to Kate.
Oh, that's...
Okay, I would graciously like to give my points to Kate. What is that related to yesterday's topic? What is graciously? An adverb, right? Because it ends in ly, graciously, definitely, probably. So it's an adverb and it's used in front of the verb, like. Okay, so good.
Very gentlemanly of you. And because it's ladies' night, all her points are increased. So, Kate, Levington gives you 100 points. Oh. It's time for our last question. Look at these 4 sentences and tell me in which 2 the relative pronoun can be left out.
I've never seen a man who can dance like him. He met a friend who he invited to lunch. Libraries are buildings that lend you books. It's definitely a job which I wouldn't want to do.
Okay, all right, guys. Good. This is the last question. Maybe this is the most difficult one. So in which of these 4 sentences, it could be more than one, can we leave out the relative pronoun here? Who, that, and which. In which of them can we remove that? Look at the sentences. What do you think? This one is difficult, maybe. No?
I would say maybe, not sure, but le D, it's definitely a job I wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. Letter
So
B.
D.
B.
Oh, B.
Bill as a baby.
Oh, D as in David, okay? Yes. We are going to see. You are right. You are right, guys.
B. He met a friend he invited to lunch. And D. It's definitely a job I wouldn't want to do.
Leslie!
You're dead right.
So what were the 2?
B and D.
B and D. Okay, let's listen to the explanation why.
Kate, when the relative pronoun represents the object of the relative clause, such as in sentences B and D, it can be left out. However, if it represents the subject of the relative clause, such as in A and C, it cannot be left out.
Well done.
Okay, that explanation wasn't easy at all to understand, right? That was very complicated. Now, if this represents the subject, not the object, it can be left out. Well, that is difficult to understand. So what I think is, every time you have who and then a verb, okay, you cannot remove who. Otherwise, it will not make sense. I've never seen a man can dance like him. It doesn't make sense, right? Because we don't have a subject. The subject is represented here by who. So that's why it cannot be removed, because the subject is very important. You cannot omit this from the sentence. So I've never seen a man who can dance like him. Okay, so he, we are representing the subject, who. Why? How do I know that? because we have subject, verb, or in this case, modal verb, main verb, and complement. Okay? But in this one, B, we have who, and then we have the subject, he. All right? So who is the object? Not the subject. The subject is he. Subject, verb, and complement. So in these ones, if who or the adverbial clause is followed by a subject like he, like I, then you can remove it. He met a friend who, you can remove it. He met a friend he invited to lunch. Okay? Because that makes sense. It's definitely a job I wouldn't want to do. Okay, you can omit which or that. Is this clear, guys? Yes?
Yes, it is, but
Yes,
I
it
don't
is
understand
clear.
one thing. Is incorrect or it's just a rule?
It's correct. Okay,
okay.
it's correct. Yes, it's grammatically it's correct if you remove this. Okay.
But
good.
it's correct use both who and the subject.
Yes, exactly. No, we are talking about removing this. It is correct to remove it. Okay, it's right. Okay, you can remove it. You are allowed to do that. All right? Perfect. So good.
Lunch, and D, it's definitely a job I wouldn't want to do.
Leslie!
You're dead right, Kate. Such as in
So badly, I think he needs.
Okay, that is everything we need from the video, guys. All right, now that we have finished the video, do you have questions, guys? Is it something that you want to clarify? No? Okay, then we are going to have a little talk about this. So easy, let's keep this simple. Who? She's the girl who lives next door. Can we remove who here? Yes or no?
No.
No. Perfect. Yes, we can. We can. Can we, guys, change who for that?
Yes, but sounds informal.
Exactly. Yes, but it's a bit informal. Okay, good job. Next example. The book which I borrowed from the library was informative. Okay, can we remove this? Can we remove which?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yes, exactly. The book I borrowed from the library was informative. Okay, it doesn't lose sense. Perfect. Can we, guys, change which or replace which with that?
Yes.
Instead of yes, you can say definitely. Okay? So you put in practice what we learned yesterday. So definitely, we can do that. Perfect. The teacher whose class I attended yesterday explained the topic very well. All right, very good. Can we replace whose with that? No, right? No, in this case, it will not make sense. The teacher that class I attended explained the topic very well. No, all right, we only replace these two, who and which with that. Okay, perfect. Now this is a little bit more advanced, guys, because as we said, this is only important for defining relative clauses. What is a defining relative clause? Then we are going to take a look here. The car is mine. Do you know what car is mine? If I just say the car is mine and we have these 5 cars? No, right? You don't know. So we need a defining adjective for here. The big car is mine. So which car is mine? The big one. We are defining. So this one. Or I can say the red car is mine. I'm defining. So if I remove this, then I will not know what car is mine. All right? Perfect. And this is a defining clause. Here we have this example. Defining relative clauses. Brian, can you help me with this information, please?
Definitely. Defining relative clause, necessary information, identify the noun. For example, the printer that /forward, which is next door, can only print in black and white. The non-restrictive, it's non-defining the relative clause. Extra information, interesting information. Example, the printer, which is ancient and needs to be thrown away, can only print black and white.
Okay, very good. Now, do you see the difference, guys, between this and this? Here we have 2 printers, 1 and 2. So if I only say the printer that is, without this, the printer can only print in black and white. I don't know which printer because we have 2. So the printer that or which is next to the door. So this is the one that is next to the door. This one is not next to the door. Okay, so if I remove this, I will not know which printer I'm talking about. In this one, we only have 1 printer. So I'm adding information, extra information, and interesting information, but I can remove that from the sentence. And if you see, we are using commas. Okay, if you are using commas, that means that that information is extra. It's interesting maybe, but it's not necessary. In this case, it's necessary. In this case, if you are going to use which is ancient and needs to be thrown away, okay, that is information that you are adding, but it's not necessary. All right. Is this clear, guys? Yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Perhaps you will not, or probably you won't remember this next year, okay? But what I want you to remember is that you have to use who or which, depending on the subject of your relative clause, okay? And that you can use this to define something or to add extra information. Okay, good. Any question, guys? Are you interested in this? Do you have any question? Do you want to go deeper on this? No? Okay, so I will leave this here, okay? So you can check then in the presentation. Remember, if you have the whose sentence between commas, that means it's not a defining clause. It's just extra information. Perfect. Okay, now I have here these examples. The email had a mistake in it. Do you know what email I'm talking about? Definitely not, okay? But how can we fix this? Adding more information so I know what email you are talking about. Start getting used to this. Make mistakes.
Maybe the email which had a mistake in it. I'm the the email
Which, add another sentence. Which one?
But that's correct. It means the email which is correct. And
yes, it's correct if you add more information here. If you add more information here, like the email which had a mistake in it was sent by Brian. Okay, in that case, that will have totally sense. What is another possibility?
The email that I received this morning had a mistake in it.
Perfect. Okay, you see, you used that because we are very used to that. So the email that, and it's correct. The email that I received this morning had a mistake in it. Perfect. Okay, that is good. We are adding information. We are defining which email. Good job. Okay, perfect. Now, let's move to the next one. Food is bad for you, but this means that all the food is bad for you. So we have to define which food. So how would you fix this?
Food that is greasy is bad for you.
Okay, you are using that. Okay, you are using that. This is what we use the most. I understand. Food that is greasy is bad for you. Okay, good job. Perfect. Okay, we are defining here. And the last one, I hate people. If I say this, that means I hate all people. So how do we work this one?
I hate people which throw trash to the street.
Okay, good job, Albert. Thank you. And this is what this is about, guys, to try. Very nice. Which, we use which with objects. For people, we will use who. I hate people who. Okay, so
I hate people who hate animals.
Excellent, very good. Or harm animals, very good. Thank you. Excellent. What else? I hate people who hate cats. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Daniel. Okay, so, but good, we are defining. Is this clear? Definitely, right?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right. So here you have more examples, guys, that you can check. We are going to have a little practice. We have 13 examples here, and we are going to learn a little bit more, okay? Relative clauses practice. Okay, this one is for Brian. Let's start with Brian.
The bad weather is the reason why I was late for classes yesterday.
Perfect. So we are using why, something new. And Brian, can we remove why from the sentence?
Yes, because there is a noun after the reason.
Okay, excellent. In this case, it's not a noun, but it's a pronoun.
A pronoun,
excellent.
sorry.
Good. Pronoun. But the pronoun is replacing a noun. So it's the same basically. Thank you. Why? Okay, very nice. Good job. So Albert, let's do the next one. If this ever works, because it's not working. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, yes, Albert.
The movie that we saw last week won 3 awards.
Perfect. That. Excellent. And we know that we can remove that if we want. Perfect. Okay, this one is for Milton.
Okay. I visit my uncle who lives in a different city.
Very good. I visited. All right, this is also something that we have learned in the course, how to pronounce ed endings or regular verbs in past. Good. I visited my uncle who lives in a different city. Good job.
Visited.
Ooh. Perfect. Yes. Okay, this one is for Daniel. What do you think, Daniel?
Maybe the cookies which you bake are really delicious.
Okay, this is the only possibility we have, all right? Very nice, thank you. It was tricky. Good, Nelson.
Okay, my grandfather remembers the time when there was no television.
When, perfect, when there was no television. Perfect, can we remove when from this sentence, Nelson?
I suppose to.
What do you think, guys?
No, because
I
now
think that it were.
You're
No, because
you're asking about if we can change for another word.
No, if we can remove it.
Remember the time it was not. Well, in that case, I suppose no.
Yes, we cannot remove it. All right. Otherwise, it will not make sense. And remember that we don't have a subject after when. So yes, we cannot remove it. Perfect. The next one is for Maria.
Why?
Okay, can you read the sentence?
The bad weather is the reason why I was late for class yesterday.
Okay, perfect. Why? All right, excellent. The next one for Leo.
That
Okay, can you read the sentence?
he had a feeling that something terrible was going to happen.
Exactly. That. Okay, perfect. Good job. The next one is for Marvin.
Okay.
Okay. Most of the people who's she meet were from Sydney.
From Sydney. Okay. Met. All right. Met is the past of meet. Okay. Whose? What do you think, guys?
Most of the people that.
That. Okay. That, because we can use that to replace who. And since we are talking about a person, we have to use who, but we can replace with that. Whose is to describe a possession. All right. So that will be the right option. Excellent. Now, next one, and thank you, Marvin. The next one is for Alfredo.
Food which is imported from other countries is expensive.
Perfect. Which? Okay, thank you, Alfredo. Okay, Daniel Palacios. Okay, Diego. Okay, Albert.
That a student are get good grades.
Perfect. That study, all right? That study hard, get good grades. Perfect. Okay. Brian.
I want to borrow the book which you bought last month.
Okay, perfect. Which, excellent. Nelson.
I know a great restaurant where we can have lunch.
Okay, thank you. Nelson, easy. Do you know the reason why? Obviously, in this case, we are asking for the reason. My home is a place where I can go to relax every day. Okay, guys, very good. This was the class for today. This was about relative clauses, okay? Remember, relative clauses are used to define a noun in a sentence or to give additional information about a noun in a sentence, okay? And this is something that we use in our day-to-day English, but we use that. So if you want to sound a little bit more, I don't know, not sophisticated, but a little bit more, I don't know, native, natural, use which or who or whose. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, guys, and keep an eye on this topic because of my experience, I can say that this topic is always graded in a grammar top, in an intermediate or advanced grammar test. So if you ever have to do a grammar test, this will be included. Okay. Perfect. I don't know, guys, if you have questions for this topic.
No, teacher.
Okay.
Everything clear.
Everything clear. Thank you, Milton. Remember, guys, Don't miss classes because compare someone who didn't attend today's class. What is going to happen is that they will not know about this, all right, about this topic, and you have a small advantage because you were here and you learned. So yes, don't miss classes, guys. If you will not come to class, if you're not like a regular comer, please come to class at least twice in the week, okay? At least twice in the week. All right, that is my advice. Read the book, guys, every now and then. In the book, you will learn about how to build a habit starting with 2 minutes. So read the book for 2 minutes every day. And that is all for today. If you have any question, let me know in the WhatsApp group. I will keep an eye on that.
Thank you, teacher. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
teacher.
Good night, guys.